Fans, a reminder that flash photography is not permitted during the competition, so if you do choose to take pictures, please turn off the flash on your camera. Also, the briar patch is open for the lobby will be open until the end of our competition. The closing ceremonies will take place after the draw of the mixed doubles championship final, so please stick around. Approximate time is 7:30. Correction at 6 o'clock.
Doubles Championship. Welcome to the World Senior Curling Championships 2013, coming to you live from the Grant Harvey Centre in Fredericton, New Brunswick in Canada. And we are in the final today with Austria facing Canada in the Senior Women's Final. We're going to bring you live coverage of that game on Sheet C. I'm joined today by Claudia Todt from Austria. Good afternoon, Claudia.
Hi, Richard.
And welcome to our little commentary position up here, watching this game. I think it'll be an exciting one for the Austrian ladies this afternoon. And they are in lead position, Annie Reiner, Heidi Gasteiger at second, Trudy Kudelka third, and the skip is Veronika Huber. Andreas Unterberger is the team coach for Austria. And for Canada, Doreen Gares is the lead, Leslie McEwen second, Carolyn Morris at third, and the skip is Kathy King. And the Canadian coach is Bill Cheerhart. This Canadian team come from Edmonton in Alberta, and the Austrian team are from Kitzbühel in the mountains ski resort.
Exactly. Very nice place to live.
I think so too. I've been there. So Austria will be playing with the Red Stones and Canada the Yellow Stones in this afternoon's final. And on the neighbouring sheet you can see from this long shot there, we'll see again in a moment, that Canada will play New Zealand in the men's final. We'll keep you up to date with the scores there, but we'll be concentrating on the play on Sheet C. And a reasonable crowd in for these final games of the seniors. People of Fredericton coming to support Canada in the men's and women's finals. On Sheet A and on Sheet D we have the bronze medal games, men and women as well. And on Sheet A, Scotland will play Sweden in the women, and on Sheet D, Switzerland will play Sweden in the men. So we'll have the introduction of the teams, and both the banners are in this hall for the finals. The World Senior Championships were played in the hall next to this one all week long, and then they came here for the semi-finals this morning and the finals this afternoon.
For our medal matches, on Sheet B, in our bronze medal game, throwing the Red Stones, in representing Scotland is Marion Craig, Margaret Robertson, Janet Lindsay, Margaret Richardson, and skip Christine Cannon.
So you can just see the introductions here. Scotland in the women's final, women's bronze game, playing against Sweden.
Sylvia Lilgefors, Birgitta Torn, Anne Kathleen Kjær, and skip Ingrid Meldal.
And Ingrid Meldal has won this championship. Previously, the Swedish team have been here many times before and just lost 6 shots to 5 in the semi-final against Canada in the extra end this morning. And the Austrian ladies' first time in the final.
I'm very excited to be here. They said all they want to do now is just enjoy the game and have fun.
And pretty experienced, at least at the top end, the Canadian team, Carolyn Morris and Kathy King.
Hurling the Red Stones, representing New Zealand, is Jan Mustapik, Pat Cooney, Alan Langell, Lauren DePath, and Skip Hans Frauenlob.
And Hans Frauenlob, one of the few people who played in the senior and the mixed doubles this week, so he should be in good form for the final.
Exactly, he was in very good form against us. We lost our round robin game very closely to New Zealand.
Canadian men's team from Red Deer, Alberta. Hotbed of curling between Calgary and Edmonton.
Ronnie Mueller, Peter Attinger, and the skip, Werner Attinger.
The famous Attinger brothers from Bern, representing Switzerland. Losing quite heavily this morning, unfortunately for them, to New Zealand. And Carol Nordland back to the Worlds once more, but to the team here for the first time. So these games are 8 ends long at senior level. And I'm going to ask you, Claudia, do you think these Austrian ladies are a little bit nervous in this final?
I don't think so, actually, because they have nothing to lose, and I just saw them in a changing room, and they were so happy to have made the final and to have a medal, which is way more than they expected coming here. So I think they're just going to play and have fun. They're probably very dangerous like this.
Let's hope so. The Canadian team are pretty much top of the statistics, played solidly all week long. So they're going to be tough to beat. Carolyn Morris, of course, former world women's champion. For many years lived in Scotland, even though she is Canadian, originally from Montreal. And Carolyn won the World Women's Championship in 2005 with the Scottish team. So she is playing third today for Kathy King, and they are Kathy King, also very experienced, was at the World Women's Championships in 1990, championship back in 1998 in Kamloops, British Columbia. So I think we probably have to say that Canada are the red-hot favourites here, but you never know. I think earlier Scotland were probably significant favourites. Really good Scottish team this year, played very well to come through, but the Kitzbühel ladies saw them off this morning quite handily. 11-6, I think it was eventually.
Yeah.
11. Yep.
It's true. No, you never know. They're
do.
just going to have fun, and who knows what happens.
So Austria will start this game. Annie Reiner, lead for Austria.
I think they want this like right before the house, they said. It's going to be a little bit over curling.
Well, the big draws here.
Yes.
Huge curls. So you
Probably
need to,
more than in the seniors arena too, right?
yeah, I think so. In this hall, it It does curl even more, and Veronica Huber there gave ice right out on the 12-foot circle, and I think perhaps Annie was a little bit inside the line, but which is quite easy to do on the in-turn right out when you're out on the left-hand side. Doreen Garris then at lead for Canada, trying to come around. She will make a nice shot into the top of the 8-foot circle. So the second stone for Annie Reiner.
Looks like it's losing rotation a little bit too.
A little bit towards the end, yep. So just coming up a bit short on that one. Now Kathy King asking her lead Doreen Garris to draw to the other side of the house. To lie 2.
Sounds like it's a little long.
Certainly plenty of weight on this one.
Might be coming down though.
I think it will stop perhaps. Just on the tee, almost on the tee line. Good shot there from Garris. 2 good shots actually. Lying nicely. And Veronica Huber getting a little less ice here for Heidi Gasteiger.
Looking for the corner freeze on the top yellow rock. Looks like line is tight too.
So good looking line. Well, that was okay, but the problem is that you can't see very much of that stone from the other end now.
No, that's true.
Leslie McEwen, second player for Canada, with her first stone here in the first end.
Looks like they're going to split their yellow rocks a bit, maybe. I don't know.
I think she may draw around behind a little bit firm, but so she lies only the 4th shot with that. Canada lying first and second stones, and Veronica Huber persevering with the draw as we look at it from left to right. The in-turn for the player as they let go.
Very offensive play from Austria in the first end.
It certainly is. Could be a bit dangerous. Canada have the last stone here in this first end. So Heidi Gasteiger, they're sweeping like mad with this.
Yeah, no, I think they have to give it a little more rotation. It seems like the rocks are just losing handle and then dying on them a bit.
Well, the pebble will be quite crisp still in the first end, and when you've got very big swings, you need to put it, as you were saying, you need to put a little bit more rotation on, or else it just, the handle loses a little bit of rotation, and then we don't get the nice finish. So Leslie McEwen, good bit shorter with this one. And they're sweeping to try and bring the stone across to provide some cover on the shots in the house. Well, it will certainly not guard fully, so there's a chance here for Veronica Huber to perhaps, well, it looks as if she might be going for another draw, but
Yes.
I think the problem here is with that ice that it will, well, she could easily catch the guard or else come to the right hand side of it because it curls so much.
She could, but that was an early sweeping call, so we will see. Ah, they're all playing the takeout. Look.
Yeah, they are, absolutely.
Need some curl. Almost a double.
Well, slightly unfortunate that it sent the Canadian Yellowstone in the back of the house in behind the guard a little bit. And Kathy King indicating to hit and roll off this Austrian stone, red stone for Austria. So our first view of Carolyn Morris.
Very nice roll.
Great shot.
This actually might just leave Trouty the draw to the right side, maybe. What is she? Or maybe to the left side.
The indication.
Okay.
To draw from, as we look at it on this overhead, from, for her, the draw from right to left. Needs to be good weight with this, not too heavy.
And it doesn't have a lot of rotation. It's gonna curl a lot at the end.
It's almost losing the handle, and it's a little bit too heavy. Oh,
Unfortunately.
well, I rather hope this build-up of stones in the first end would not materialise. So Austria definitely need to get one in here. They lie the fourth shot only at the moment. So Carolyn Morris, highly experienced. 4 times at the World Championships representing Scotland when she lived there, and now back in Edmonton. Just putting on another guard. Oh, coming round by.
Very nice, yeah.
Oh, great shot.
Which makes the draw now difficult too, because the yellows are angled up pretty well for the takeout.
I think Veronica could play the draw right down to that back stone and it would outcount all but the one Canadian stone.
Yeah.
And I think at this stage that would be quite a good saving shot, and that's the ice. I think she's giving ice to do just that.
I think they signal to corner freeze to the top yellow ones, the 2 yellow ones, yeah. But I think the draw to the other side would be a possibility too, which would make them lie second.
Yes, so Veronica Huber, our first stone in this final. And I just need to watch it, because once these stones start to curl, they really curl.
Yes. I think it looks a little heavy actually. We'll see if it catches the back. Changes handle actually.
Well, just edged off the Canadian stone in the back, 12-foot circle, the red circle. So Canada lying 4 in this first end, and Veronica Huber is going to have to do something magical with her last stone.
Especially if Kathy puts it somewhere in the 12-foot.
Or if she blocks the way in here.
Yes, that's what I meant.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
So Kathy King, highly experienced. has played in 7 Canadian Women's Championships.
Weight looks good, actually.
It certainly does. Bringing it right into the 4-foot circle. Well, it's a very good shot, but it does allow Veronica to follow it in.
Exactly.
And just, my advice would be just slow down a little bit, pay lots of attention to this shot.
Yeah.
Take a big deep breath and make a good one.
We know she can.
Good shot here would be to just come right, follow that stone right in and lie against it.
Yeah.
And albeit Canada would be lying the first shot, it would force Kathy King to make a really good draw for her too. Let's hope she can do this. Looks about the right ice. So the last stone in this first end for Austrian skip Veronica Huber. Certainly got plenty of weight, I think.
Yes. I think it looks okay, actually. Looks like it's coming down. Oh, it's changing handle again. Oh, no.
In fact, I think that picked something up.
Maybe. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So 1 stone remaining in this first end. And that belongs to Canada. So Carolyn Morris holding the brush for Kathy King, who has a draw for 6 in this first end. Last stone. Nicely played by Kathy King, and it will be 6 shots for Canada. So as we see, after one end, Canada taking a big lead with 6 shots. So Doreen Garris will start the second end for Canada. Just for our viewers, I can recap the scores on the other sheets. In the women's bronze game, Scotland have taken a 2-0 lead over Sweden in the first end. And in the 2 men's games, men's final, no score between New Zealand and Canada, and Switzerland lead Sweden 1-0 in the bronze game. So back here, Doreen Garris putting a nice draw shot into the house. They'll be quite happy to play the game in the house at this stage.
Austria looking for a corner guard, which looks pretty good. Annie Stone.
Kathy King just indicating the draw shot. in front of the stone that Doreen Garris has already played. Lie 2. Well, just a little touch wider than the last one. But it's not bad there. So Veronica Huber giving lots of ice and just asking Annie Reiner to come to the front of these two stones.
Weight sounds like it's a little bit up. Oh, unfortunately, a bit long.
Well, I think perhaps a little bit unsettling after losing the 6 shots in the first end. So Kathy King now happy to put on a short guard here. I beg your pardon. Removing the guard of Austria's. So
Is that over curling a bit? It is, huh?
So replacing the corner guard with one of their own. Leslie McEwen at second for Canada.
So Veronica asking for a freeze to the yellow ones. This stone has nice rotation though. It looks a lot better than the ones before.
So the hit and roll for Leslie McEwen. Need a little bit more weight on this one anyway. Well, oh my goodness. So 2 slightly missed shots from Leslie McEwen. The first one replacing the guard with one of their own, and then this raise of the Austrian stone onto the second Canadian counter. So Veronica Huber getting Heidi Gasteiger to
Play another freeze, and I think it looks okay. Maybe a little tap. Has to curl though. Not a bad shot because it runs behind the red and makes that harder to remove.
So, third player for Canada, Carolyn Morris. Sweeping this one all the way. And a great shot from Carolyn Morris. She will remove one Austrian stone and tap the other one across slightly. Leaves the angles better for a takeout by her with her next stone, or from Kathy King if Veronica leaves that the way it is. So Trudy Kudelka. Third player for Austria. Trying another freeze, I think.
looking pretty skeptical, but I think the shots.
I think it's going to over
good.
curl. Oh no.
Changing the angles a bit.
Well, that makes it more difficult to remove the second Austrian stone, because it's in the middle of those three in a row. But the shot stone just played by Trudy Kudelka can be removed fairly straightforwardly.
Do you think the double is possible?
I think it's possible, but I think it's probably quite difficult, and to be pretty accurate to make that. Might be able to push it out from between the two yellow stones, but it'd be more difficult to take it right out of play.
No, it's
Aha. And now the red stone is glued more effectively onto onto that back stone of Canada's. So there could be a chance for Austria eventually to hit the front yellow one and leave the red one lying first shot behind it. It's lined up for that if it stays the way it is. Instead, for the moment, Veronica Huber asking third player Trudy Kudelka to, well, I think I'm just going to tap it up.
I think she was asking for a freeze, but it looks like a tap. If it curls enough.
A little bit wider.
Long. Yeah, it is.
Well, missed shot there from Trudy Kudelka. So the first of the skip stones here in the second end will be delivered by Kathy King.
I think she's looking for a draw into the house that doesn't set up a double. That's going to be the key here.
Well, Canada do lie first shot at the moment.
Yeah.
So if they can lie 1 and 2 across from each other, it would draw the play away from these three stones. Needs to outcount that red stone of
very nice,
Austria's. It is. Beautiful
Perfect.
shot. Perfect weight.
Yeah.
Makes the double impossible. So, what would you do here?
I think the in-handle freeze to the corner freeze to the yellow shot rock is probably a very good stone, because then Canada has to do something, and if they miss it they can still tap it up for 2 or 3 even at the end. I think they're tapping though.
I think I might be tempted to hit the front yellow of the 3 stones in a row there and get my stone lying first shot. Well, I don't think it will lie first shot. That's the downside there, of course.
Yeah.
It'll just squeeze it out, but it does leave you with the potential takeout of the stone on the right as we look at it. Perhaps that's, as you said, she is going to try and curl to that with this shot. So Veronica Huber, her first stone here in the second end. And
she thinks it's a little long. We'll see. Maybe it comes down a bit. Oh, I think it's losing handle and a little long.
Well, still rotating, but it's a little bit.
Well, it's shot rock.
Yes. Nice first shot. Kathy King just saying she doesn't want to set up the double. So looks like a controlled weight takeout on this red stone of Austria's, and I think going to try and roll slightly away from the shots that are 3 in a row.
I think a hit and stay probably leaves Austria in a really bad or really tough shot for a score of 1.
Yes.
So that's probably what they're aiming for.
Could perhaps roll just a fraction to the left at the end, but hit and stick would also be a really good shot for Kathy King. Great play from Canada. And of course the problem here is hitting this stone.
Doesn't make you shot.
Exactly.
So now she's trying to draw. I don't really get the ice though. Maybe they're trying to draw to the back one, but that doesn't make them shot though. Maybe they are playing the double for 2, look.
Yeah, I think it could be that shot. Have a go at the double takeout.
An early call by Trouty.
So Veronica Huber, her last stone in this second end.
Ah, too bad. Good try though. It's a steal of 1 for Canada.
So 1 shot it will be for Kathy King and her team from Edmonton. So Canada now leading 7 shots to nothing after 2 ends. So a big job to be done here if Austria are going to come back into this game.
Yeah, that's definitely not the start we were hoping for. But I think the spirits are still up. They sound like they're still motivated and they still believe they can catch up. So we will see.
Doreen Garris then. Starting the third end for the Canadian team. And nice draw shot to the top of the 4-foot circle.
Veronica asking for another corner guard from Ami Reiner. I think it's a little short, but hopefully they can make it over. Yeah, it looks good.
So the corner guard made. Garris with her second shot here. And you Can hear them saying right to it. Just wants to draw right to the face of this and freeze it. Well, not quite, but it's in the house.
So that looks like it doesn't need a lot of sweeping for weight. We'll see if it slows down a bit. It's almost back line.
Well, she captured a little piece of the Canadian stone to lie first shot.
Well, at this point, every stone that's lying around somewhere is useful for the Austrian ladies, so I don't know if I wouldn't just like peel it out, maybe.
Yes, I think that's the plan here. If you're Canada, remove anything red, any red-handled stone out of play. And this one will be hit on the nose. So Veronica Huber once more faced with 3 Canadian stones in the house, and where to place this stone from Heidi Gasteiger.
They're all wearing their lucky charms that they got from the American ladies. Looks like a very good roll here.
So Heidi Gasteiger, second for Austria. It's almost a corner freeze on that centre stone of Canada's. Kathy King going to try and remove that Austrian counter from the 4-foot circle. Needs to be a little bit careful. She could jam it onto the yellow stone at the back. Just hitting the wrong angle.
Yeah.
Like that. And clearly, mostly my predictions don't come off, but just this once it did. That was always the danger. Yep. Yep. I don't think they'll be overly concerned with that, but it does certainly help Austria with the shot partially guarded, lying just behind the tee line. Now Veronica indicating the draw behind that corner guard of Austria's to the other side of the house. Second shot of Heidi Gasteiger. And the Austrian women, they play in the Kitzbühel club.
Exactly, we're all from the same club, which is the only actual curling rink in Austria. And I think Heidi and Annie only started curling a few years ago, so they're fairly new to curling. So we have 2 sheets of ice in Kitzbühel, which makes us a lot luckier than most other Austrians, especially in the east. Vienna, they practice on ice hockey ice, or they travel to Bratislava, for example.
Yes, there's some new curling ice in Bratislava.
Yeah, and I think it's only like a 45-minute drive from Vienna, so that's not too bad.
Slovakia. So,
very nice shot.
Great shot from Caroline Morris.
I think that's a good call to go behind the corner guard and
yes,
try to get a shot there.
So Trudy Kudelka at third for Austria.
She asked him to clean the ice. Maybe she's concerned that it catches. Looks like it's a little long though. Oh, changing handle again.
Well, it's a good line, but just too heavy. The ice is pretty keen. It's pretty fast.
I think it is a little faster than in the seniors arena. So they might just need a little more time getting used to the draw weight, because Trouty actually has a really good draw weight.
Kathy King going to remove the danger for Canada with this guard being taken out of play by Caroline Morris. She's told me to split the guard and run the shooter out of play, and she will do just that. So that doesn't make things easier for Austria. No guards in play now. They'll have to try and play with the stones that are in the house. And Veronica Huber just indicating to draw behind that shot of Canada's in the front red 12-foot circle. Trudy Kudelka trying this shot, just struggling a little bit with their weight. Trudy and Veronica Huber, both of them.
The weight would have actually been good. I think here it was more the line, unfortunately. They tried to draw behind it and
just over curled.
Yeah.
And some of their stones are getting a little bit of a floating effect because they haven't put just quite enough handle on them on this big swinging ice.
It definitely is very swingy.
It's hard to adapt to that if it's not the type of ice that you're really familiar with.
Definitely. It took us a few days to get used to it.
And of course you played in the mixed doubles event in this arena. The seniors only coming through from the next door arena today for the semi-finals and the finals. So Kathy King now going to draw the other side of the house. To lie 3.
It looks like it's a little heavy too.
Well, the houses are very fast.
Very fast, very lively, yeah. And probably so many spectators being here tonight might make it even a little faster.
Yes, busy arena for these two senior finals, men and women, and 2 bronze medal games.
So now Veronica trying to play the hit and roll of the Canadian second shot to hopefully roll shot.
So Veronica Huber in this third end, going for the hit and roll of the back Canadian stone. She will pass the guard nicely, hits, rolls, just goes a bit too far.
Open.
Well, Perhaps it would have stayed behind the guard if they'd been onto the sweeping just a little bit sooner. Not quite reading the fact that the stones curl a long way at the end of their run.
The hit and roll is a very tough shot too, because it doesn't leave a lot of tolerance. I think I would have liked to see them draw at this point, but Veronica might just not feel comfortable with her draw weight right now.
So Kathy King then, our last stone here in the third end. Going for the hit. So Canada live first and second shot, with one stone remaining for Veronica Huber to play.
Veronica is looking for the double. I'm not sure if it's there.
The big danger is that it jams the Canadian stone one onto the other and leaves Canada still lying a shot.
Yeah, I think they want to get on the scoreboard now. Yeah, I think that's the right call.
Yes,
because you don't want to be down 9-0.
So just going for the draw shot with the understanding that the yellow stone in the back of the house is there to act as backing for your draw.
Yeah, I hope she's not thinking about that though.
No.
Because she's rather been long all the time, so I'd rather have her not thinking about the backing and just draw.
Well, I think she's got plenty of weight with this one.
Oh no.
And it needs to curl to get onto the yellow stone of Canada's. It's not bad.
No, it looks okay.
There we are.
Good.
Not quite sure what she thought was going to happen, but it turned out fine.
I think she felt like she was long, but then it ended up curling. That's good. They're happy.
I think even Canada are happy.
Good shot.
Veronica Huber gets onto the board with a single point here in the third end. Score now Canada 7, Austria 1. Canada will get back the last stone advantage with giving up that single point in the third end. The big noise there was for a miss in the Canada-New Zealand men's game final.
So Austria was looking for a center guard, and Annie just ended up being a little long, so unfortunately Canada's going to play the takeout.
Hit and run, and it was quite important to be short of the house with that stone. It's also important for them to be short with this next one. Don't want to bring this into the house, into the rings.
No, they definitely need a few guards. Annie not too happy about her slide, but I think the rock looks okay. And 3 sounds like it's a guard, so that's good.
Well, it's a good looking weight this time.
Yeah, I wouldn't sweep it.
Centre guard for Austria in the right spot.
Very nice.
So second stone here in the fourth end for Dodin Garris. Just calling for the tee line here. Centre line across the house. Oh, great weight from Dodin Garris.
Now Heidi trying to play the come around the center guard. She's had great weight so far, so we'll see how this rock ends up. Actually, I think it's on the center guard. Little tight.
Still some protection out in front to draw behind.
Yeah.
Couple of options now, hopefully. And in the other games, you can hear the chanting for Scotland. They just scored 3 there to grab a 5-2 lead over Sweden in the bronze medal game, women's game, on the neighbouring sheet to our final. And the other scores, the men's final, and Canada picking up 2, a chance for more than that, to lead 2-1 over New Zealand after 3 ends in the men's final. And the bronze medal game for the men, Switzerland and Sweden tied up at 1-1 after 3 ends. So I'm Richard Harding, and with me is Claudia Todd. We are here to guide you through this women's final game. Claudia's familiar with the Austrian women's team here, playing in the same club in Kitzbühel. And you're watching the final between Austria and Canada of the Women's Senior Curling Championship from Fredericton in New Brunswick. So a nice looking shot here.
By Heidi Gasteiger. Unfortunately curls out the other side a little bit, but the weight was great. And they still have the center guard, which is the most important. So even if Canada makes that hit and roll perfect, they still have a chance to draw around the center.
So we're going for the hit here. Leslie McEwen, second for Canada. She'll make a great shot, hit and stick to lie 2.
Very nice.
And Veronica just needs to watch here because she does not have last stone advantage.
No, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter. If you get 3 points or 5, it's all about stealing, right?
Absolutely.
So I think she could also just draw around it and maybe use the yellow one as backing.
Yes, I don't think I'll be playing a takeout on this anyway. I think I'll be trying to just come round behind.
No, I think they are playing the takeout.
Yes. Well, on the nose. Just needed the roll to get behind, but...
So Trouty actually taught me to curl 20 years ago.
So So third player for Canada here, Carolyn Morris. She will replace the Austrian stone to leave Canada line 2 again.
Now Veronica asking for a little less weight. I think they do want to bump out the yellow in the back, but make sure that the roll to the middle is perfect.
I think she's got the target all right. Is it going to roll one way or the other? It rolls just a fraction towards the wing.
It's not shot though. Canada could just go behind the guard now too.
Kathy King feeling that one's just a little bit too dangerous to leave there.
Oh, that was dangerous. Almost put another Austrian stone in the house.
Wow. Well, that one hung a little bit. Didn't draw as much as they thought it would anyway. So a chance here for Austria to put a little bit of pressure onto Canada.
I would like to see them freeze on that though and not play the takeout. It doesn't really put a lot of pressure on Canada if they play the takeout.
That's right. So there are 3 stones remaining after this one. 2 for Canada and 1 for Austria.
This is curling quite a bit actually.
Oh. Well, she really needed to hold the shooter stone in play there.
It's starting to look like a blank end.
So an opportunity missed. So the first of her stones here on the 4th end, Kathy King. Well, she will play a hit, and is it going to stick in? No, rolls out of the house. Canada have a very strong record in this event. They have won the Women's Senior Championship every year for the last 6 years.
So now Veronica trying to hide her draw behind that almost guard. Or just guard.
Sweepers were onto this quickly. Needs all the weight.
Yeah, looks a little short. We'll see if she can bump hers maybe into it a bit.
Well, we'll finish just short of the house. And a chance there to put a little bit of pressure onto Canada, but unfortunately missed.
So I think they do want to score one. I thought they would play the blank end maybe. Looks like they want to score.
I guess they're significantly ahead, so post a score on the board and see if they can manufacture a steal in the next end. So this is the last stone in the fourth end. Canada leading 7-1 over Austria, and Kathy King going for a draw here for a single point. So well drawn by Kathy King to pick up a point. Now Canada will lead 8-1 after 4 ends of play.
The Austrians looking forward to a little snack, I heard.
Snack or snaps?
Yeah, probably both.
Yes. So that's 6 in the first end. A very unfortunate start for Austria's Veronica Huber team from Kitzbühel. Since then it's been fairly tight, but the first end really having a major impact on the game. And one of these other games, as we look at the shot here over on the right hand side with the mopping going on, one of these games, men's games, has reached the fourth end break. Switzerland are leading Sweden 2-1 in the bronze medal match in the men's event. A couple of stones to go in the other two games, as you can see this wide shot.
Canada just removed New Zealand stone to live 4 with one New Zealand stone left to go.
So the skip, Hans Frauenlob, just down in the hack at the faraway end from our camera on the right of your picture. Unfortunately we can't take you any closer to this game with the cameras we have, and our game will restart in a moment. So this shot is a draw shot from Hans Frauenlob against 4. Sweepers are onto it fairly quickly
to tie the game. So that looked like a steal for Canada of 1, with Hans being just a little long, putting the game to 3-1 for Canada against New Zealand.
And we can have a look at some of the shots in the first 4 ends of this game just in a moment. Here we go. Well, in the first end, Canada lying 5 here, and this is the last stone of the end from Kathy King. She will play a draw shot. Really straightforward for her. Sweeping to bring the stone in, and it will go right into the 4-foot circle, and Canada pick up a big 6-ender in the first end to lead 6-0. So here, Veronica Huber going for this hit and roll with the last stone, hoping to make the double, just failing, knocking her own stone across, and Canada will steal another point. So 7-0 they lead going into this third end. This time, Veronica has a chance with her last stone. Just to draw to the back Canadian counter for a single point. And she will make that shot. Sorry about the slowing up of the draw. It was perfectly played by Veronica. And we'll be shortly going back to the second half of this game. 8-1 the score for Canada over Austria at the halfway stage. So, Doreen Garris will lead off in the fifth end. Canada anxious to play this game in the house, so that forces the Austrians to hit or freeze. Veronica Huber asking for the corner guard, correctly so I think. Needs to put out the corner guards and then try and get the chance to draw around behind or hit and roll behind them. Annie Reiner, lead for Austria. Lots of noise in here for some of the supporters from the other countries involved in the playoffs here. Scotland just giving up 2 in the women's bronze game. They're still leading 5-4 over Sweden after 4 ends. We're on the break. Veronica getting her guard in the right spot, more or less, perhaps a little close to the centre line, but still useful for Austria.
And Canada is looking for another stone in the house, which looks good. They think that the weight is perfect. I think they're just sweeping for line now. Looks like it's curling a bit.
It's going to curl a bit too far.
Yeah, and I think it's fast too.
Not a good shot there because it gives the chance for Cathy King to remove that stone. Leslie McEwen at second for Canada. Well, it is removed, but still the guard there. Leslie McEwen struggling a bit to remove these short stones when asked to.
Yeah, we saw a few over curl. Might again be the ice that they're not used to. Now Heidi trying to play the come around the corner. I think that might need a little bit of weight sweeping. Maybe not.
Oh, she's got a good looking line with this one.
Coming down nicely. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, nice shot round behind the guard to lie second shot here. And Cathy King. Asking for this stone to be removed once more.
That looks very active. I think that's nice.
So this time no problem in getting rid of the danger out front. Leslie McEwen hitting and rolling her shooter away.
And Veronica asking for another freeze from Heidi.
And the freeze, one of the toughest shots to play.
It is actually. We have to play a lot of them in mixed doubles, and you have to be perfect on line and on weight. So
if you just come off the stone you're trying to freeze onto and roll around the side of it, then provides a reasonably easy takeout for your opposition. Yeah. Still, that's not too bad there. It's in front of the Canadian stone.
I think that's why they're going for the takeout of the other stone. It's less risky, and they just want to get rid of Austrian stones at this point, and it doesn't really matter which one.
You can select the easier one.
Yeah.
So Carla Morris playing third for Canada in this fifth end, going for the hit and stick. Well, another good shot from Carla Morris.
The freeze, I think, should be still available. I'd like to see them play that again, but Veronica asking for the takeout. Not a happy face from Trouty. We'll see if it starts to curl.
Well, she might get a hit and roll in off this one. Oh.
She needs to stick though.
Well, only fourth shot, but the stone's still in the house. So the game now being played in the house. Canada have the last stone advantage here, which is the biggest danger for Veronica Huber.
No, actually Austria has last rock.
Got that wrong. Pay attention.
That's why I said I would have liked to see the freeze, because then Canada would have had to execute a hit on it and maybe make a mistake, and the 3 would have been in play, but right now it doesn't look like more than one maybe.
So Canada lying 3 shots here. And nicely spread across the front of the house. Well, what would you do here, Claudia?
Well, if they want to get their red one back into play, they would have to play the takeout. So the roll from the center yellow rock to the left side could be an option, but the draw is definitely a good decision too. I would have played the draw before, not necessarily now. I think they are playing the takeout.
I think so, hit and roll.
She signaled the draw though.
Well, that was an unfortunate one. Just tapping the Canadian counter across and running out of the house. So Canada still lie 3 here.
They could put one in the top 8 foot and really apply pressure, or they could just take out the red one. Definitely a good shot too. So I think they are drawing around the right yellow stone in the 12 foot.
Well, Veronica Huber has 2 stones of her own to play, and this stone here will be the first of the skip stones for Canada. Veronica might be asked to play a rather important draw against several Canadian stones with her last one here.
I'm afraid this is going to happen. No, she doesn't do herself a favor if she lets Trouty play takeouts. She really needs some stones in play when it's her turn, so she doesn't have the most difficult shots to play.
Well, the indication I think was to have come round that, but the tap-up's not bad. So Canada at least lie 3, but possibly 4th stone. And looking to draw behind this yellow counter in the front 12-foot circle. Make it tough for Kathy King to follow after her.
Yeah, she will have a few options to remove the red stone. Maybe she draws back right after it, but she could definitely also play the takeout if Veronica's is buried behind the yellow.
So a really important shot here for Veronica Huber.
I think they're calling for line now. It looks like it's tight.
Stone does curl a lot at the end. Needs it for weight as well. Musket past the guard. Ooh.
Oh, we've seen a lot of stones over curl. So Canada looking to close the house, but Veronica can always promote her red one that she just played for 1 at least.
So, as you pointed out there, Claudia, just the draw to block the way in for the Austrians. 2 stones remaining here in the 5th end. And Canada are 8-1 ahead. looking good here too. So Kathy King.
I think it's deeper than the 8-foot that they wanted. Oh no, maybe not. A little bit.
It's just sliding on a bit further.
Still a good shot though.
Yes, it goes at least half round that red shot of Veronica Huber's.
So Veronica drawing against 5.
So we come to the last stone here in the 5th end of the Women's Seniors Final 2013 here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And Veronica Huber draw against 5.
So they think it's a bit heavy.
Well,
Let's hope it slows down. Oh.
oh, it will be
Oh.
too heavy, and oh my goodness, Canada pick up 5 shots in this 5th end.
The Canadian apologizing. Oh.
So the score now 13 shots to 1 for Canada over Austria. And they need to play a minimum of 6 ends, so we're going to have one more end here. So Canada once more just drawing into the centre of the house. And poor old Austria have had a rough game here in the final. I think they spent their energy beating Scotland this morning.
Probably. That was a very close game. Annie's stones are looking really good though. She plays those corner guards almost every end.
So corner guard established here in the 6th end. Doreen Garris just throwing her shot through the house.
For everyone watching in Austria who might not view curling very often, that's not a missed shot.
No.
No, Canadians are just trying to keep the house clean of rocks, because at this point every rock that's in play is helping Austria secure a stone in play. Annie playing her first takeout, and it's perfect.
Leslie McEwen. Second for Canada, going for the takeout on the Austrian stone in the centre of the house. She'll make the roll right onto the button. And all three other games are very tight. Ours the only one that isn't, I'm afraid. The Canada-New Zealand men's final, 3-2, Canada leading after 5 ends, and they do have last stone advantage in the 6th.
Actually, they just threw a rock that was hogged. It's red. It was red. So they're probably just gonna... Are they removing it? Maybe it was a malfunction of the handle.
Electronic handles being used with red indicating that you have released by the hog line, and green indicating you've released in time, and red if you are over the hog line. So it doesn't seem to be an issue on that game. And then in the other two games, the bronze medal games on the women's side, Sweden stealing 2 points to now lead Scotland 6 shots to 5 after 5 ends. And in the men's bronze medal game, Sweden and Switzerland locked up at 2-2 after 5 ends. So all these games being hard fought.
Nice takeout by Heidi Gasteiger. I think they just want to score a point right now.
So the takeout being indicated by Kathy King for Carolyn Morris. And with the expected win of Canada here, Carolyn Morris will have won the World Senior Women's Championship, skipping Scotland and now playing third for Canada.
That's amazing.
Yes. She moved back to Edmonton with her husband back in 2008, and they won the world title in 2005. Carolyn with her Scottish team. The event was in Scotland that year. So Trudy Kudelka hitting and staying. Carolyn Morris just going to replace that stone. Canada just really playing this end out, I think, and then she will have handshakes and cheers for the victorious Canadians once more to mean 7 years in a row they will have won the 6 years in a row they will have won the World Senior Women's title.
This just looks a little short, but I think they just want to get in the house. Oh no, it's fine.
That's all right. Draw shot to the front 8-foot circle. Kathy King will go for the takeout on this one. Hit and stay. Kathy King skipped the women's team at the World Championships in Kamloops in British Columbia back in 1998, 15 years ago. They got bronze medals that year. And she has played in 7 what are now called the Scotties, but used to be the Scott Tournament of Hearts Canadian Women's Championships. 7-time participant. So highly experienced, and using that experience this afternoon to good effect against Veronica Huber. So Veronica Huber here with the first of her 2 stones here in the 6th then, going for the takeout.
Early sweeping call, and now they called it off, so it might look alright. Very nice.
So hit and stay from Veronica. Kathy King just indicating to Carolyn Morris a little change in the ice. And you can hear her say she'll roll it over to the different spot on the ice. Competitor to the last, Kathy King. Make it the toughest shot for Veronica Huber to pick up a point here. Well, the hit, but a fraction of a roll, and now Veronica Huber will come down to play her takeout here. Hope to pick up a single point with a hit and stay on that Canadian stone.
You think the back one is not biting?
I don't think so.
From the top camera it looked like it could be, but it's definitely worth a measure maybe.
We just have a slightly behind angle.
Not that it would change that much, but you know, possible too. Oh. Okay, blank end.
Well, Austria have had no luck in this game. To be fair, they haven't played very well either, to be honest. But they didn't get any breaks, and they will call it a day at 13-1. Canada retaining the World Women's Curling Championship title 2013. Winning 2013, retaining the title for the 6th consecutive year here in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And I know from Claudia that Austria are delighted to be winning a medal, and silver medal it will be for them this afternoon. For the Canadian women, joy at their victory and their success throughout these championships.
Yeah, I think the girls are just as happy to win the silver as Canada is to win the gold. So congrats again.
So, just to let you know, we're going to reposition our cameras, which are over sheet C in this final game, to the neighbouring sheet, showing the men's final between New Zealand and Canada, but we cannot, for technical reasons, bring you the full play-by-play, but we will position them so that you can see both ends of the game as the shots are completed, and you will see the scoreboard giving you an up-to-date score along with the bronze medal game between Sweden and Switzerland. So we're just at the very end of the sixth, or 3 stones remaining in the sixth end here, and so take out here for Canada, going for the big takeout to remove.
Very nice.
Oh, great shot. Removing 2 New Zealand stones and lying 3. Only 2 stones remain here in the sixth end.
Yeah, New Zealand is under a lot of pressure now because Canada also has last rock. So they might want to put the perfect freeze on that back one or play a perfect double. The freeze is probably the better option when you're down though.
So Hans Frauenlob will come back to the away end to play his last stone here in the sixth end. Canada are leading 3-2, and they have the last stone here. 2 shots remaining. Frauenlob. Going for the hit and roll, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he can get the double and the roll.
I think that's
So
the plan.
He'll probably, we'll see. Maybe he proves me wrong. I can't see the angles that well.
Big shot for New Zealand with this stone.
Ah, that looks a little wide.
It does. It's going to hit and roll out. And it will be a free draw to the 12-foot circle for Canada to pick up 3 here. So the steal of a point to the fourth end just tipped the game towards Canada. New Zealand did a single in the fifth to narrow the score to 3-2, but here it will be a draw shot for Canadian skip Robert Armitage. Anywhere in the house, and Canada will get their 3 count. The Canadian team from Red Deer, Alberta. Hotbed of curling in Western Canada. And no problem at all for Robert Armitage with that very nice draw shot to the button for 3 points. And a 6-2 advantage they will now have going into end number 7. Oh, the first draw shot from Canada into the back of the 4-foot circle.
The noise you could just hear was Switzerland playing a really good last shot, and I think they secured 2 points for a 2-point lead in the 6th end, if I'm right. No, it's actually 4 points. Looked like 2. That's a big lead.
So the guard out in front from New Zealand. And now draw behind. To lie 2. The attempted shot here from Canadian lead Wilf Edgar.
And a very nice shot to live freeze.
Absolutely perfect shot. So Frauenlob indicating to his second player to come around and face these 2 stones.
I think, isn't he splitting the guard or something? Oh no, maybe not.
Oh, he's going to end up tapping the guard straight up, but not very far.
No.
So,
Well, he does have last rock, so right now it's not looking
Arlen
too
Longueuil,
good.
not quite, I think, what he was after there, but the Canadians have no doubt what they're going to do. They lead 6-2, and they're going to clear the guards off to give New Zealand no chance of coming back into the game. So Randy Ponich just halving that one across the ice and rolling his shooter. So the one guard stone still in play for New Zealand.
I think they are actually trying to split that one. Looking at the ice.
This time the third player will be Lorne de Pape.
Or maybe a corner guard.
Well, it's just going to come into the house, I think. And will that be enough to tempt Canada just to hit it? I would think so. Rather than bothering with the guard. Could get a hit and roll across, but one of the problems here can be that you end up with too many of your own stones in play, and it gives an opportunity for your opponents to freeze right onto them and a chance perhaps to pick up more than 1 point. So Armitage is happy just to try and hit this. He won't worry too much if the shooter rolls out like that, although he wouldn't have liked it so much if it made connection with these stones. 6-2 the lead, Canada over New Zealand here in the 7th end. So once again, last time On the Pap trying to draw around the short stone and face these Canadian counters at the top of the 4-foot circle. He'll make a good looking shot here.
Definitely.
Well played. So, taking the guard out of play here. That's the name of the game. Keith Glover playing third for Canada, hitting and running. So now all the stones are visible. And Frauenlob calling for another freeze on the front red stone. The danger here, if you're a little bit heavy, is you can rumble these stones around a little bit, and then it's not so hard for the Canadians to remove them.
I think that's what he wants him to play, though, like a little tap to loosen them from the button.
Yes. But he needs to be careful not to set up his shooter and the remaining red stone for a straightforward double takeout.
Exactly. It's going to be hard. Needs enough weight to roll quite a bit, actually.
Well, it's a pretty good shot.
It's a pretty good shot.
Robert Armitage having a good look at this. So indicating the takeout on this red New Zealand stone in the 4-foot circle from Keith Glover. Great shot, hits and stays, piling on the pressure for New Zealand now.
Yeah, but it leaves New Zealand a little tap on the center one to lie short rock, probably, maybe.
And the New Zealand team, Hans Frauenlob and Lauren de Pap, they play in skating ice in Auckland. They're hoping to get the curling club there, 6 sheets. They tell me it's getting closer, but I've been hearing that for quite a long time, so that would certainly benefit curling in New Zealand. The only dedicated ice in the South Island in 2 locations, in Dunedin and in Naseby. But there's a keen curling population in Auckland, quite a number of them from Canada and from Scotland.
Yeah, and I think the Australians are going to New Zealand to train too. I spoke to them, so they have pretty high travel expenses for their training.
Well, some of these new facilities over the last 10 years being assisted by the World Curling Federation and encouraged, of course, with new curling countries coming along, and there are a number of new facilities which are giving rise to some of the newer countries producing some excellent curling teams, notably at the Men's Worlds, the Czech Republic. They have a 4-sheet club in Prague, which is very nice. So with that shot, well,
Not too bad, but it jammed on the red, so
There's a possible chance that New Zealand could take 2 here. I think they might need one more miss from Canada or one more half shot. But they do lie second and third at the moment.
Yeah, I think the tap would have probably been the better option to maybe make 3, because they're going to be down by 2 points going into the last end. And stealing 2 is not easy.
No.
Stealing 1 is hard enough.
So just to remind you, if you're joining us, I'm Richard Harding and Claudia Todt is with me. We were commentating on the Women's Championship final, Women's Senior final, where Canada defeated Austria in 6 ends, and now we're giving you the best shots we can with our some limitations on our technical production here of the men's final, which involves New Zealand and Canada. And the score at the moment, Canada 6 shots to 2 they lead, and this is the 7th end. New Zealand in the black uniforms, Canada with the white tops. So Canada once more lying first and second shot here, but there is a chance if Hans Frauenlob, the New Zealand skip, can perhaps make the double takeout.
I think he's looking for the roll because he still has a shot, and I think he's hoping for a jam from the Canadians.
Yes, the hit and roll in front of the Canadian counter on the back blue ring.
Needs to curl a bit though.
Well, good shot. Just a little bit more curl and it would have been perfect.
Yeah. I think they're just going to peel that out maybe, or just... No, I think they can play the hit and stay, no? Should be possible.
Yes, I think so. Just having a look at precisely how to do it. The Canadian top end of Robert Armitage and Keith Glover. So just the hit past that yellow stone, which they can certainly do. The yellow stone is just about touching the centre line, and the red stone is clear of it as we look from this angle. So a hit in the nose would be okay. The problem with that is it does set up a double takeout for New Zealand to allow them the chance for picking up their 2 here in the 7th end. But as you correctly pointed out, Claudia, 2 still leaves them 2 down going home, down the 8th, and they would not have the last stone advantage in that end, so they definitely need to get 2 here. 2 stones remaining, 1 for Canada right now, and then the last stone for New Zealand.
So this stone is over curling a bit, but leaves New Zealand the chance for 2.
Well, just the straight takeout for 2 for Hans Frauenlob. He's not wasting any time. So he's played 9 seniors games and 7 or 8. I don't think he played all the seniors games. He missed a couple, but he played mixed doubles as well.
Yeah, he definitely played 8 round robin games and mixed doubles, and then another quarterfinal. So 9 games.
So the takeout and stay absolutely vital here for Hans Frauenlob. Oh, he hits and runs. that was
a bit unfortunate.
So with that hit and roll out of the house, New Zealand will pick up just the single point. They now trail 6-3 going down the last end, and it's looking increasingly like a double success for Canada in the seniors event, men's and women's here. They have last stone in this final end of play. And while we're giving a little update on the men's bronze game, just next door we have Yellow Stones of Sweden against the Red Stones of Switzerland. Switzerland are leading 6 shots to 2 in the 7th end.
And I think Switzerland just managed to steal. So I didn't see if it was 1 or 2 points, but it looked like 2, I think. So I think we should be at 8-2 there.
So 1 point, in fact, it was ultimately there. 7 shots to 2. Switzerland will lead over Sweden in the bronze game. The famous Attinger brothers from Bern are going to pick up a bronze medal if they can keep things in order going down the last end. And the women's game on sheet B, the other side of the curling hall. 6-6 the score, Scotland and Sweden have last stone in the later stages of the 7th end there. They currently lie 1. Perhaps just 2 stones very close to each other, but it looks like Sweden from where we're standing.
Definitely a very tight game for the bronze medal. So the women's bronze medal game, Scotland-Sweden 6-6, and Scotland is just playing a really hard rock, but I think it's over curling. Oh, I think they're guarding actually because they're shot rock. Yeah, and Sweden has last rock. That actually might leave a little gap for a takeout for 2 points.
Yep, we're just able to see there the shots at the end of the 7th end between Scotland and Sweden. And back to this game of ours between New Zealand and Canada. New Zealand playing the Red Stones, just trying to
very nice
peel
soft peel
stone into the rings. I think we can see the last stone of Sweden here in the 7th end.
And they went through the gap for 2.
Ingrid Meldal and her highly experienced Swedish team pick up 2. And they will lead 8 shots to 6 after 7 ends in the women's bronze medal game. Scotland were leading that 5-2 after 3 ends, so slipping away from them here, unless they can get 2 going down the last end to force the game to extra play. So back in this New Zealand-Canada game, once more by way of explanation to you, we're not able to move our overhead cameras right above the sheet, but we're giving you the best pictures we can so that you can see the final stages of these seniors games here in Fredericton. So I think there's more than one skip in this decision process for Canada. The guys at the other end are all standing, having a little committee meeting as to decide which shot to play. And Robert Armitage going for the front guard. Possibility here to clear this off and the stone in the house if they just catch the right angle. Not far
good,
away.
huh?
And
very nice.
Nicely played. Is he going to get it out the back?
Yes, I say yes.
I think so too. Just yes. He most certainly does. Well, that was a great shot. From Randy Ponich. If you're going to select your shot, you've got to make your shot. And that's if you're not the skip. So he gets full points for that one.
Definitely.
Well, we're on to the shot of Lauren de Pape, second player for New Zealand. He's just trying to come around that guard, lie fully in the 4-foot circle if possible, but not behind the tee. That's why they're not sweeping it. Needs to stop. Otherwise Canada, oh well, just a fraction too heavy. And Armitage indicating to remove the guard from play.
I think he's actually going for the one in the house because they're just going to run him out of stones, I think. I think he probably sees it full anyway.
He might do, yep.
Oh, and that was the tolerance, so
Well,
they could have either swept that or let it peel the guard.
the safe shot was just to take the guard away, really,
Yeah.
when you're 3 up and you have last stone.
Definitely.
Because I think at best you could only see half that stone in the house. So, as it turns out, that was a no shot because they leave the guard in the other side of the rink, but still capable of being a guard. Hans Fernlob indicating to and Mr. Pick to curl round behind. And as you see, the bronze medal has been won on the neighbouring sheet by Switzerland over Sweden. The Swiss running the Swedes out of stones, winning 7 shots to 2 to pick up the bronze medal. And roll. Not quite round behind the guard, but still a chance here for Fernlob to make something of this.
And there we see the women's game. We see Scotland putting up a corner guard to make sure they score their 2 points that they need for the extra end.
Back here. And Fernlob once more calling for the shot to come round behind this guard and lie 2. He needs stones in the house well spread apart or well guarded, or both.
And I think he's going to need a few misses too if he wants to steal 3.
Yes, so tucks that stone round behind, which is okay. The problem is it's just behind the tee line. That doesn't help matters, really. And I'm not sure what Robert Armitage is considering here, but I think I would be trying to clear the guard off.
I think I would do the same.
played from Keith Glover. And all that Frauenlob could really do here is to replace this guard. Possibly just biting the front of the house this time. So what the chance he's got, he needs to make both his red stones count to win the game, and one of them to count along with the other two in the house there, if they're going to tie this game at 3-3. But Canada have the last stone advantage on live first shot at this stage, so it is clearly in Canada's grip, this 2013 World Senior Men's Championship. If they win, it will be the double for Canada, men and women.
Very nicely played, actually.
Yes, good shot there from Lauren de Pape. Now, New Zealand have got to hope that Robert Armitage with his first stone jams the red one onto the yellow one. Moves the yellow one from play and leaves New Zealand lying 3. That's his.
They need to hope for that for the last one too. For the last drop, because he still has one. Yes. Yeah, I would just take the front one.
If you half the front stone, it's a pretty good shot, really.
Yeah, and then New Zealand has to go for the yellow rock that is still shot, because they need to sit shot 3 times before the last Canadian rock, and then most likely there's going to be an open takeout.
So, first of Skip Robert Armitage's stones here in the 8th and final end of the men's senior championship final. He will hit it and roll out perfectly, exactly as agreed with his third man. And now, as you said, Claudia, Hans Frauenlob is forced to hit this or tap this out and maybe tap it back a foot or two.
Just to lie 3 times.
To lie a tied game, but there's just one problem.
There's still a stone coming.
And it belongs to Canada. Unfortunately, a fairly major problem if you're New Zealand.
And we haven't seen a lot of misses from Canada.
No, absolutely not. Their top stats, top statistics for teams, 85% throughout the championship. Next best was Switzerland with 77, so Canada clear leaders in the quality of their play throughout the week here in Fredericton. So Lauren de Pape with his last stone here in the final. He has to move that yellow stone far enough back to be lying 3 for New Zealand.
That is a little heavy, I think. No.
Well, he will
just tap it enough to lie 3
with that, but it's a straight takeout on any of these shots for Armitage, and the title will be his and Canada's. So 6-3, Canada are leading. The final stone to be played here by Robert Armitage. New Zealand lying 3. And Armitage with the takeout with this last stone.
crowd is cheering already, so I guess it looks good.
Looks like a hit on the nose. He will clear enough stones out to win. I think New Zealand may have picked up one there, maybe two, but the score gives Canada a second victory of the afternoon, and with it the World Senior Men's Championship title 2013 here in Fredericton. And we're just going to complete our coverage this afternoon by showing the last 3 stones in the bronze medal game in the Women's Championship.
And Scotland needs to ride 2 to get to the extra end, and they just covered 1, almost behind the center guard.
Ceremonies for all 3 categories will be at 6 o'clock. Coming up will be our draw.
So 2 stones remain here in this bronze medal game involving Scotland and Sweden. Sweden are leading 8 shots to 6.
They can seal their victory with the race takeout on the red.
That stone of Scotland's had to be a little bit further into the house to give a larger space between the guard and the Scottish stone. So Ingrid Meldal here with her last stone here in the 8th end has a chance to play the raise onto the Scottish stone, which, if she takes it out of the house, will give Sweden the 8-6 victory in this game.
Still has to curl quite a bit.
Well,
no,
so
it
looks a little bit wide.
Huh?
It certainly
so,
is.
Chance for the extra end by just drawing into the rings.
So, an open house for Christine Allison from Scotland to draw to. Just to recap, if somebody's joining us right now, we covered the Canada-Austria women's final, which Canada won 13 shots to 1. And Canada have just won the game against New Zealand, 6-4 final score. In the bronze medal men's game, Switzerland beat Sweden 7 shots to 2. And Christine Allison with this draw shot to the house has a chance to send this game into an extra end, tie it at 8-8. Well, I think they're going to have to sweep this all the way.
Yeah.
It looks light. Surely not. The whole house to draw to.
No, I think it's okay.
Yes, she's in good shape. Yeah, it will be tee-high. Scotland pick up the 2, and the game will go into a 9th end for the women's bronze medal.
Very exciting.
And just to remind everybody who's tuning in here, we will have the mixed doubles final coming up a little bit later on.
At 5 o'clock, I think. Maybe a little later. I think we'll give an update.
Scheduled to start here at 5 p.m. and it's now 4:18, so 45 minutes or so from now. Could be a little bit delayed given the extra end in this game. So while we're just waiting for this extra end, Claudia, tell us just a little bit about curling in Austria. And has there been any development since the Winter Olympic, Youth Olympic Games a year ago in January? Some interest perhaps in your country?
Yes, there is a little bit of interest. Not as much as you would hope for, though, unfortunately. We have a very good juniors team, men's juniors team. Unfortunately, not too many girls are interested in curling. I think there's just so many other things to do. We have the mountains, and there's so many other sports that are more popular than curling. And then unfortunately, we're lacking curling facilities in the east of Austria, where there would be a lot of people. So yeah, not too much curling going on. Maybe this seniors medal gives curling a little boost and a little more exposure in Austria. And we have a few younger people interested too.
So, the extra end has started, and
Scotland really needs to steal.
yes, and they put that stone in the house,
Yeah.
which was the wrong place. It had to be short of the rings
Yes.
to force the opportunity of a steal. So this one, it's absolutely vital, finishes short of the house to give the chance to establish a guard or two. And Scotland, of course, want a centre guard because they want to try and get their counter round behind it onto the top of the 4-foot circle, maybe biting the button, make it really tough for Sweden to outcount them with the advantage of the last stone, which Ingrid Meldal holds. And Ingrid Meldal has played for Sweden in the Seniors Championship many times previously, and twice she won the title, this title, in 2006 and 2007.
This might be a guard split, actually. Very nice. I don't think it's what they wanted to play, but it's definitely a good option.
And Birgitta Torn there has come up for air after all that sweeping. But Ingrid did get the shot she wanted, which were the two corner guards rather than the centre guard. Sweden trying to keep the middle of the sheet clear so that in the event of there being difficulty towards the end of this end, she will have the 4-foot circle to draw to. Scotland, of course, trying to bottle it up, provide as much trouble in the middle as possible so that they can curl behind and hope to steal a point. After 3 ends, Scotland were leading 5-2 in this game, but 2 2s for Sweden in end 4 and 5 took the Swedes into a 6-5 lead at that point. It's been a tight game all the way. Now Sweden can remove the short guards with no penalty. Ooh, not like that though.
No, that gives Scotland the chance to draw behind or even put up another guard.
Well, I think I would just go for it here. And it looks like Christine Allison is indicating to do just that. Christine Allison Scottish skip at World Championships in the 1990s. Now reached senior level. This is the first year that the Scottish team have played in the seniors. Both men's and women's teams from Scotland this year newly past the age of 50.
Oh, this is not curling enough. I think they're going to hit their corner guard. Oh, just not.
It's going to stick about in the back of the house. That was just a little bit wide and heavy. So Meldal once more calling for the clearance of the guard stone belonging to Scotland. That stone in the middle. Birgitta Torren will be the second player for Sweden who will have a go at this.
She's gonna remove the guard, but has 2 corners left now, so.
Well, there's plenty stones for Scotland to use here, but I think Christine Allison hoping to put out a guard once more right in the middle. I think she feels that the chance to try and draw behind here is not good enough to win the game, because she would have to come round to the corners and it would leave the 4-foot circle free for Ingrid Meldal at the end of the end. So trying to put this guard up once more.
Oh, and this looks heavy.
Struggling with the weight, I think,
No,
Scotland.
Could be coming down, but I think it's still wide. Little tick to the middle.
Well, that's one way of doing it.
That's plan B. Or C.
That was wide and heavy. So Margaret Richardson there, third for Scotland, just getting a guard, but I think Christine Cannon would have liked it a little bit further out and a little bit further over to the 2 yellow stones to allow a path in for a draw shot from her as she can get to the opportunity.
She might take the back red one too. No.
Oh, this one hitting and running. Ingrid Meldal managing to get that one away. And Katrine Kerr, third for Meldal. So once more Christine Allison calling for the centre guard. And again, this one looks a little bit heavy. Ooh, must stop.
It's over curling a bit.
Well, that's a little bit heavy and a little bit too much curl. Really needed to be on the centre line or close to it, Claudia.
Definitely, yeah. Now they're thinking of playing the back one, but
I think I would be trying to clear the front
yes, me
red
too.
stone out of there.
Yeah.
Because if Scotland come round that red one and lie on the tee line, they can be almost biting the blue 4-foot. So it can be fairly threatening shot for Ingrid Meldal with her last stone. So this one, the second shot from Anne-Catherine Kerr. And she will miss. Wow.
Oh, we've seen 2 misses so far in this end, so that brings Scotland right back into the game.
Well, we need to think more than one stone ahead here. If you put that stone there, and what you must not do is block the way in for your last stone. So she has to be probably a little bit to the right of the centre line as we're looking at it. So there's a chance to come around with the last draw if you do indeed get that chance. We're down to skip stones now, 4 stones remaining. Sweden have the last stone advantage. So this discussion is where Christine Allison will put her. Christine Cannon, I beg your pardon, will put her first stone. Christine Allison was Christine Allison before she was Christine Cannon a long time ago. That's terrible, calling her by early name.
So I think they are looking for the draw into the 12-foot to close the middle, and then Sweden pretty much has to play a takeout on that one. And if they don't get the back one, Scotland still has the draw behind those corner guards.
Yes.
Which definitely makes for a difficult last shot for Sweden.
Well, having to sweep this one pretty hard. Well, not bad.
There is a hole though. If they wanted to play the back one now, they could.
There's a way through there to get to the back one.
Yeah, and if you don't get through it, you clear the front.
No, Ingrid just going for the take out on this front stone.
It is dangerous because you could jam on the red one, and it could spin back into the middle, and then Scotland just needs to guard.
So Ingrid Meldal, very experienced skip for Sweden, with her first stone here in the extra end. This the bronze medal game. Just to remind everybody, Scotland against Sweden, 8-8. 3 stones remaining, 2 belonging to Sweden and 1 to Scotland. And Sweden playing yellow stones. Now just trying to remove this one, which she does nicely. Takes her shooter off to the wing. Well, that was the shot she requested, and she has made it. So now Christine Cannon looking at how to block the way in here, I think. And would that be enough then for her to count her stone right in the back of the house? It might be.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to draw into there if she closes up the middle. The Swedish team will have to find a path through there somewhere.
So we're looking at, where are we looking at just putting the stone, do you think?
Yeah, pretty much left of the center line.
And
in the 12-foot.
And just in the red 12-foot circle.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you've got the line right, that would be enough to block out Ingrid Meldau for her last stone.
And you rather want to be a little short than long here, even if it's just a guard. Definitely don't want to be T-line. Oh, it does look a little long, I think.
Oh, it's certainly not
Oh no, I think it's slowing down a bit.
too short, I don't think, but it could be just about right if it bites the front 12. But if it draws too much, there's a chance for Meldal just to curl in. Yeah. Well, I think there's a route in there.
Yeah.
Definitely. Between the red stone on the left as we look at it and those two on the right, there is for sure a draw into the centre of the house.
And Sweden's taking a timeout. They probably know what to play, but it's probably just to give them some time to talk about it and be sure how to play the shot. So right now it looks like they want to draw crossing the center line to the side. Maybe they think it's going to curl too much from the outside to the inside.
And coach Jan Erik Kjær just having a look. Don't think he's given too much advice there.
No.
So interesting to see that they're coming at this shot in this direction.
Yeah.
So Ingrid Meldal will play her last stone here in the extra end.
For the bronze medal.
For the bronze medal. And she needs to be fully in the red part of the house, the red 12-foot circle, to outcount that Scottish stone in the back of the house for her point. And here it comes. Sweepers at the ready.
Still needs to curl quite a bit.
She certainly has plenty of weight.
I think it looks good, no?
I think it looks pretty good as well. Ingrid Meldal making sure of that shot. Beautifully played to the 8-foot circle. And Sweden's Ingrid Meldal team with Ann-Katrin Kjær, Birgitta Thorn and Sylvia Lillefors win the bronze medal in the World Senior Championships women's division.
In just a little over half an hour, and the closing ceremonies will start 5 minutes immediately after the end of the
Our next game will be Hungary versus Sweden in the World Mixed Doubles Final, which is delayed by 10 minutes to 17:10 local time, around half an hour from now. So from me, Richard Harding, and from Claudia Todt at the Grant Harvey Centre in Fredericton, New Brunswick, we wish you a very good afternoon, and thank you once again, Claudia, for your involvement with us this afternoon.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.